Right.
Okay, next one.
Oh, I think it's Joey.
Oh, is it Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Reaching from the bottom. All right. What's a piece of advice that has stuck with you since you heard it?
Fuck bitches.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't remember my
Rise and grind.
problem with a lot of these questions is that I know I have an answer buried in like the recesses of my mind, but you ask me that question and I'm just like, I don't remember shit.
This one thing that I always think about so much is that everyone is always so worried about how they're coming off that you just don't pay it any mind for yourself. Like, because everyone's always constantly worried about themselves in every conversation you ever have. Everyone is more concerned with how they're coming off than how you're coming off.
Yeah.
So it's really important to like be like, all right, how can I set the vibe here where everyone's comfortable?
Yeah.
So just remember that everyone is always thinking about themselves more than they're thinking about you.
My piece of advice that my dad taught me from a young age is he said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I think that has
Nepotism.
nepotism. And that's
Nepotism.
and I think that has really come into play, especially with like our line of work, for instance.
Oh, so many lines of work. Where
So many lines
That's
of
pretty
work.
much everything. You
Yeah.
realize that everything is network. Get this shit away from me. I'm just.
That's why.
No, Joe. I'm gonna get distracted by
But
it.
that's why, like you.
Yeah.
Like again, I think. I feel, and then this is not just because we our job is this, but like I genuinely feel that as like in any other line of work, that the ability to be social and make friends is still the most important
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
tool and useful thing in just life.
Yeah.
Like being social, that's the only thing we have.
Selling is
We
the
are
best-
social creatures.
Selling is the most valuable skill you could have. That's something that I've learned. That's not a piece of advice. You know, do you want to know a piece of advice that sticks with me and I still don't truly know what it means, but it's so profound that it stuck with me since I was a kid.
Okay.
So did you have a RE, religious education in
Yes.
school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had this class one time, and I remember being like 7 or something like that. And I can't remember what our teacher was teaching at the time, but she goes on this monologue, right? And I don't even fully remember the context. And she went on this whole monologue about how she doesn't like mushrooms, right? She fucking hates mushrooms. She was like, okay, so like, growing up, you know, I tried the mushroom. I tried my hardest to like mushrooms, but there was just something about the mushroom that I just couldn't get over. So when you bite into the mushroom, you have that sink and then you feel the crunch. And that was just so alien to me. I couldn't wrap my head around that crunch, and it just felt disgusting to me every time that I bit into a mushroom. No matter how good it tasted, no matter how it was cooked, it was that crunch that stopped me from liking mushrooms.
Sure.
But then eventually, as I grew older and my taste palette changed over time, one day I tried the mushroom again. And something about, and the first time I tried it, I still didn't like it, but I thought maybe I should give this more of a chance. And I tried it and I tried it again. And eventually, I now really, really love mushrooms. So basically, what I'm saying is sometimes you got to learn to love the crunch. And I don't know what that means.
I thought there was gonna be something so profound,
But
you literally said there wasn't.
Yeah, but that monologue has stuck with me
Okay.
till adult. I'm still like,
Yeah,
was
What was
she?
she cooking?
Well, I'm still like, was she yapping or was she cooking or was she, I just like, I'm telling you this because I remember this monologue
Yeah,
word
well,
for
see,
word.
to like enjoy the uncomfortable parts?
I don't know.
Is it like a because I'm thinking about it like you can.
I thought you were about to be racist. I thought like, I just never liked those mushrooms, and then one day I did.
Funny how people change. No, it's like I can take that as one of two ways. It's like one is like just because you initially condition yourself to dislike something or have a negative connotation about something, it doesn't mean that over time you can teach yourself to change ways about it and like learn to see the good in it.
Yeah.
Or it's that this person just changed taste palette.
Basically, Miss Sycamore, I'm still thinking about that monologue. I am now 34 years old. What did you mean? I need to know. This is ingrained in my mind. Okay, I just what does the crunch
Actually,
mean?
you know-
What does the crunch mean?
You know, it's one piece of advice I've kept. Always take the Bible. Never take the money. Always take the Bible.
Always.
I think about that and way more than I should. The Bible and the money.
I mean, that is such a good story, though.
I just like, what was the message here? I always think about it. I always think about it.
It's like chase the bag, always.
I just always think about that fucking story. And how many times they told it. Like 3 or 4 times it was told it. It cost like 6 years. And nobody ever thought, this is kind of dumb. Oh my God.
Actually, do you know like a fucking actually good piece of advice?
Go.
My head teacher. I was like, what is the English word for principal? And I was like,
teacher.
head teacher. All right. So every time,
She
every
doesn't teach, by the way.
Huh?
She never teaches. Why do we call her the head teacher? She's the head of the
yeah,
teachers?
Yeah.
the head of the teachers. Yeah. So every time, every
Scary
day,
question.
every day when we had assembly, the head teacher would like make a speech to the school, and
Every day?
not
Once
maybe
a
not
week.
every day,
Once
once a
Friday.
week, once a week, every
right?
Friday.
Yeah,
Every
right.
Friday. Okay, I can remember. Yeah, but like regularly, basically, make a speech for the students before. I think it was either the beginning or end of the week.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's like, why does everyone hate mushrooms?
And he'd always try to encourage everyone to do well. And he would always end with the line, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And that
Real
is
shit.
always
Real shit.
ingrained. That has been ingrained in my mind
That's a
ever
bar.
since. Yeah.
You never heard that before?
I've never heard that one. That's a bar.
That is a bar, right?
I feel like
that's
I've
fire.
heard, like, maybe it's a Britishism, but I swear this is a popular.
Because I've only heard him say it. I've
Oh,
never
no,
heard,
no, no,
I've never heard
that.
anyone else say
No,
it
I've,
but my head
I've,
teacher.
I've heard. Type it in. It'll pop up.
Failing to prepare is preparing to
Yeah,
fail.
this is definitely a
Shit,
quote.
that goes so hard.
Wait, did
bro.
your headmasters you do Bible verses?
No.
Dude, mine just did fucking Bible verses, dude.
Actually, no, they did. Holy shit, I just
Yeah,
forgot
it's
about
fucking
that.
Benjamin Franklin.
Is it?
Oh yeah, by failing to
Oh,
prepare, you're
shit.
preparing to fail.
Literally one of the most quoted like
Fucking
fucking
bars.
hard, bro.
Britishism, kind of.
Yo, Ben was spitting.
Oh, and my science teacher, when he'd get us,
I'd never heard that before from fucking Benjamin Franklin.
I've never heard
well,
of it.
my science teacher, who and whenever he tried to pick up like the rubbish in the class and clean up, he'd always end with, "Remember, guns don't kill people, rappers do."
What? What? That's crazy.
That's how he ended every time. Every time he's just like, "Yo, pick up the rubbish, guys. Pick up the rubbish."
Oh, did he mean rappers?
Yeah, like rappers, like sweet rappers.
I was like, damn, your science teacher mad racist. Like, yo, what the fuck? God damn, bro.
Damn, I'm just remembering how many fucking quotes I remember from a school, man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
If you want
bro.
your kids to remember something, just make a fucking profound quote.
Just an out of pocket fucking.
yeah, just an out of pocket quote.
Oh my god.
That's a good question.
Okay.
Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I've found mine?
Well, considering the fact that I applied for McDonald's when I was 14 and I got rejected, at a place where they are basically handing out jobs.
You don't find your calling right away.
I think my calling was this.
You're like a protege.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I mean,
If you were like Joey Bissinger, god of piano, then yeah, I'm sure maybe from age 10 we could figure it out. That was your
right.
calling,
Right.
But look, applying to
But
McDonald's.
clearly it wasn't my calling.
I mean,
Yeah.
no.
I'm talking my calling in terms of like occupation.
Wait, do you feel like you found your calling now? Like the thing you were put on this planet to do?
100%. I think what ended up becoming my job is the job that I can't see myself not doing.
Fair enough.
It's like, just because like everything that I've built myself up to in terms of like my interests and like, the fact that I've always been very much a creative person since a kid and always down to like try new things and explore new things. Like this occupation was built for someone like me.
Cool.
And like I can't, and I'm very blessed at that, and I'm glad I'm able to do that because after I interned at a Japanese IT company for 3 months, I was like, hell the fuck no, this is not my calling. I thought it was until I tried it, and I was like, nah, this ain't it.
So you think there's no other thing on earth that you've been called to more? This is like the thing.
other than like music, I guess, but like, I don't know if that's my calling
Fair
or
enough.
not.
What about you, guys?
I think everyone has a calling.
You think everyone is put on this earth to do something?
Is that what it means?
Kind of. It's kind of like you
What if
you
what if,
were born and there was something that was made for you.
what if your call? What if
You just-
your
This hole was made for me. This is my hole.
what if your calling was to do nothing?
That's a calling.
Is that still a calling?
That's a calling.
Then I would say yes. Everyone has a calling.
Is that a calling?
What if your calling is to just exist?
Look, I don't think everyone has a calling. I think it's like a comfort thing that we tell ourselves.
we need to figure out what is the definition of a calling.
Calling is like what you were like put here to do. Like what you feel like there was in 100 timelines of Joey's life, he would end up doing the same thing.
Right.
Like it's like there's only one thing that is right for Joey to do.
Right.
I don't think there is always one thing. I think
you can have.
I have a different definition of a calling.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your
guess.
calling then?
Something.
Because it calls to you. It's like, Joey, be a YouTuber. This is like the calling.
Yeah, I think that's where the bait is. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
In that sense,
Bait, that's the fucking meaning of the word.
in that sense, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say YouTube is my calling.
No.
to be creative or something. I
Yeah, to be
I
creative. is my
I
calling.
think it depends on how specific you're getting because
Yeah.
I don't think a calling. Sometimes you just have a
You will
passion.
work at the mall in Manchester on the third
4 days a
floor of the
week.
Gap. It is your calling, boy.
Sometimes you have an activity or things
Mm-hmm.
that make you satisfied that don't just pertain to one specific job or one specific career.
Mm.
But I do think everyone has a role that they serve better and they feel more fulfilled with than other roles or other things.
I wouldn't say that's a calling.
I mean, like I said,
All right, fucking look it up. What's the definition of a
the
calling?
word calling is like it's like a strong like because you're being called to it. It's like there is like this cosmic flow of things that is dragging you to the urge.
A
towards,
strong urge towards a particular way of life or career, a vocation.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you are. This is like what you are being pushed towards. Like everything in your
Right.
being is like is trying to push you towards this.
then
Then my calling would be to have a job where I am paid to be creative. That would be my calling, and I would say I achieved that calling.
Fair enough.
If we're being super non-specific,
Yeah.
then yeah.
yeah, I enjoy solving problems, and that's the engineer in me.
Yeah.
And I would say, even though I'm in a creative job, my job right now allows me to solve a lot of problems constantly, and try to tackle different things consistently. It depends on, like you said, what that calling is. It's how specific are you going? Is it one thing? Is it just using one particular skill set? Is it another thing? Because I think everyone has a calling for some activity or something they do that makes them feel satisfied in their life.
Yeah.
Whether the calling means
That's more so like a purpose, I'd say.
Would you define a calling in the same respect that you would define like destiny? Like it was my destiny.
Kind of,
to
yeah.
do this.
I think of them as almost like interchangeable.
Right. So would you say then you have ended up in a spot that you could say it was a destiny to do what you're doing right now?
No, it's circumstance.
Right. So you wouldn't say there's a calling.
No, for sure not.
Okay.
you believe in
think-
soulmates.
Look, the problem with that question is if you say no and you marry someone,
Yeah.
it sounds like you like because like
It's like, babe, it was
Look,
circumstance.
because let's break down facts, right? If you were born in like 20 miles away from where you were, you probably would not have married the same person. It's just like it's just how we are. Like because we're not meant to find like this makes romance sound so sad. But like we're just meant to find someone and we find someone and then learn to love them. I think that is a part of being human. And there are aspects that you maybe love right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I think being human is learning that like you find someone who you find interesting and then you fall in love with them.
Yes.
I don't think you fall in love with someone like one conversation.
You don't believe in love at first sight?
No, fuck you. and I'm sorry, I've only ever heard creeps use that.
Oh, that
online.
is true.
I
That is
fell in
true.
love with her at first sight. No, you saw her quadruple dipple D's. Let's be honest. All right, come on now. I think
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Look, I'd love to be like, look, I do think there's romance. I think there are a lot of stuff like that is for sure real,
Yeah.
but like,
But it's gradual.
yeah, but like, there's stuff that is true and there's stuff that we can like to feel in our head.
Yeah.
That doesn't take away from romance or anything like that.
Yeah. You're not saying romance is dead. You're just saying
No.
that romance
No.
isn't as like instantaneous as people.
It's not a
seem
fucking
to think
Disney
it is.
movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Life doesn't have to be a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Look, if I marry someone and they ask me that, do I feel as a soulmate? Yeah, of course, 100%. Found it. You know what I mean? Like, but between the boys, between the boys,
Your Honor, soulmates. I believe in soulmates.
I didn't believe in soulmates until she pulled the ring out. You know, like, I guess she's my soulmate now.
on the
Like,
altar.
I'm sure everyone who's had like 5, like there are so many people who've had like 2 or 3 divorces. I'm sure they all felt like they'd met their soulmate until they didn't.
It's like you have been upgraded
You know what I mean?
to soulmate.
Like, let's just be real. Like,
yeah, no,
it's like-
that's true. That's true.
Like it is. I think truly like finding your soulmate is learning. Shit, there's a lot of things I had to change about myself. Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's
totally,
true.
totally.
I hate to be it, but like, do I think there's a calling? I think it's like romance. It's all about like you.
That's
are,
why I asked because
yeah,
the
you are
fucking wording you're using is
Yeah.
like
You
it's
are-
my destiny.
You are a product of what is around you, and you do the best with what you're given.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now look, if you put me on a ship on the 1800s, yeah, I'd ride that thing, and I would conquer lands, no doubt.
It's your destiny.
Was I born 200 years too late? Some say that. Who are some? Me. I would have thrived.
Am I disappointed? Slightly.
Listen, all I'm saying is that I wouldn't have got scurvy. I would have destroyed those seas.
I love lemons. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I mean, no, I do agree with you, though, on the calling thing. It's so subjective, and, like, at the end of the day, realistically speaking, it is circumstantial. Yeah.
Isn't it fucking stupid that if your like second name is Baker, you are more likely to be a baker than someone who isn't? Like, I think that alone should remove any kind of expectation you have of like
that true?
fate. Yes.
I don't know. You
Google this.
spread so much.
If your
you
name,
spread so much.
I'm
fucking-
telling you.
I don't believe anything you say.
I just made this the fuck up. That
No.
sounds like if this is the one thing that's right out of everything that you've said today, this just sounds like bait. When
No,
did you
no.
hear this? How what did you hear?
Are
this
you
from?
more likely to be a baker if you're named Baker? Let's find out.
I believe this is bullshit, and I am calling this out. There is no way.
I don't know, man.
You know what? I know more bakers that are not named Baker, and I know people who named bakers that
Oh, hold
are.
on, Scott.
The only
All results, Pelham and his colleagues argue, show that we've had a tendency to be implicitly egocentric. We're unconsciously drawn to things that resemble aspects of ourselves. Perhaps a way to boost self-esteem.
That is a whole load of nothing burger.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a call bullshit.
it's basically saying.
Wait,
I
binding.
mean,
Wait, hold on.
if you want,
Yeah.
you can be a baker.
Actually,
Scott,
my
Scott,
second
Scott.
name, my
there it
secret
is.
second name is YouTube.
my secret second name is Giga Chat. Actually,
Okay, a 2004 study found that people are disproportionately likely to marry individuals whose names resemble their own. A 2007 study revealed that baseball players whose name began with K strike out more often. Weird. And a 2013 shows consumers' birthday numbers affect their purchase intentions. With this on 24th, prices that end in 24 are more attractive.
well, that's the whole thing of like, oh, if you know,
Yeah, but like
people
people
tend to choose lucky
Yeah.
numbers
What
based
are-
on their birthdays.
And it's like people being like, well, shit, if it was heads 19 times in a row, it's got to be heads. Definitely won't be heads the next time.
Yeah.
Because the universe has to fix itself. It's like, well, actually,
like-
and that's just that gambler's fallacy. It's very different.
Yeah.
That's just
But like people think dumb shit is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Like
Well,
people
yeah.
trying to attach.
Well, stats just don't make sense.
How so?
Statistics
How so?
just don't make sense. They don't make like logicals. Not logical.
No, of course they do. That's the whole point.
Logical is the wrong word.
Realistic sense?
Not realistic. What's like?
Can you give me an example of a thing that you feel like doesn't make sense?
Yeah, like you have like a game show with like 3 doors or something.
The
you
Monty
know?
Hall paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, that paradox. And I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. It's not logical, but
Like
intuitive. Sometimes it just doesn't make like intuitive sense, you know. Where
that's why it's a paradox, Scott.
what do you mean why it's a paradox?
If it didn't make intuitive sense, then it wouldn't establish itself as
I think
something that
paradox
makes
means
sense.
something fucking different, mate.
The coldest answer I've ever got from a guy ever.
That is the coldest line you've said.
the coldest
that was high.
line you've said.
I got goosebumps.
God damn.
Wait.
You said that in bold italics. Underlined.
Did I actually?
Like, I was like,
I think
fuck me. God.
Fuck, I'm
just trying to make conversation here, dog.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
No.
I don't think that's
that?
what. I don't think that's what. Wait, what did Joey say again?
I don't remember.
So wait. Okay. With that, do you want to explain the what Monty Hall?
The Monty Hall paradox?
Is that the one where if you get offered, there's three doors.
So
there's two failures.
you're on a game show and there are 3 closed doors, and the host says behind one of these doors is your prize. Behind the other 2 doors, there is nothing.
And you pick one door.
And so the host goes, pick a door.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, you go, I'm feeling good about number 1. So you pick number 1. But before they reveal the answer, the host opens up one of the other 2 doors and shows that it is empty.
Yeah.
Right?
So do you keep the door?
So do you keep your first choice or do you change your option?
Yeah.
You change.
Well, see, apparently there's like some weird statistic shit that happens.
You change, right?
I think
Because now it's 50-50.
No.
it's 2/3
You actually
chance. There's a higher chance it's the other door.
Now, by doing it, by them just revealing this piece of
because
information.
you chose the information when it was a 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
And now you can choose when it's a 1 out of 2.
Yeah, but
So
like
you should swap.
But it's but there's something where apparently if you switch your choice, there's a 2 out of 3 chance.
yeah, there's 2 out of 3 chance that by just showing,
Even though it's supposed to be 1 out of
when
2.
you picked them, not knowing any information about what's behind what's beneath like the 3 doors, by just picking a door, and then the host showing one of the doors, the other choice now has more of a
Monty Hall
chance,
paradox.
Yeah.
even though.
Well, yeah, of course it does. Yeah. Because you've just gotten rid of one.
No.
No, but then because you made a choice when it was 1 out of 3, right?
Yeah.
So the odds is that you chose a bad door. So you should swap when given the opportunity to do so when it's a less amount. Because now you're taking a 50-50.
What do you mean?
Because you did, okay. You did the choice when there was 3, right?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Okay.
No, what's basically what is like unintuitive to me about this
Because you're saying that like door 1 or 2 could have always been the bad one from the start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but no.
So here we go.
Yeah.
So the guy who came up with this paradox says that the contestant should switch to the other door. By the standard assumptions, the switching strategy has a 2 out of 3 probability of winning the prize, while the strategy of keeping the initial choice only has a 1 out of 3 probability. Even though on the surface it's 50-50.
Yeah. So you still
That's
don't.
why it's a paradox.
Yeah, that's
Because on the surface it should be equal amount of chance,
yeah.
but statistically it is not.
yeah.
Somehow.
This still doesn't make sense. to
It
me.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because to me, I'm just like, intuitively, just by me showing a door, it shouldn't change the probability of the original 1 in 3 probability.
Yeah.
At all. And it should just become a 50-50. Because
Yeah.
by showing me an empty door, it like intuitively, my brain goes, okay, it's still a 50-50 chance. But no, by just showing me that piece of information, the other door is now a 2 out of 3 chance. Which intuitively, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
This makes no sense.
3 chance.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why with this one, I've known this paradox for so long, and to this day, I don't understand how that works.
Yeah. Then that's
And that's the whole point.
the human brain is just not wired for statistics.
That's the bottom line.
It is the bottom
Well,
fucking
I guess because
line.
you're making a. I think I kind of understand because
You
you're
kind of understand.
because you haven't removed the other door. It's still in play.
Yeah.
So it's still you basically have a 50-50, but you have an extra one for free. So it would go up to 66.
But why is the 2 out of 3 not on the door you picked?
No, why is it not? Yeah, why is it not 50-50?
Or why is it not 50-50?
Because there's 3 doors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
no, I understand
yeah,
that.
I
But
understand.
but then why does the 2 out of 3 chance go to the door you didn't pick as
Yeah.
opposed to the door you picked?
Yeah.
Because you now when you did the first choice,
Yeah.
it was a 1 out of 3 before you got the information.
Yes.
Yes.
So now you have 3 doors. You get revealed 1.
Yes.
So there's still 3 doors there, right?
Yes.
So then when you swap, you made a choice of like one of those 2 being right.
Yeah.
So your probability of getting one of those 2 right is what, like 1 out of 2, right?
Yeah.
So when you add the other door to it, there are now 3 doors. So you essentially have 2 out of 3. Because you already know one of them for sure. So by swapping, you've made a choice of 50-50 with the added one being like 3 essentially. When you kept it initially, you made that decision when it was still 1 out of 3.
Yeah,
so
but
you didn't make a choice when it was 2 out of 3. So the probability of your chances didn't change. Right?
yes.
So when you make the second choice,
Statistically, that makes sense.
yeah.
But realistically,
Intuitively.
you only it's a 50. It should be a 50-50.
Yeah, obviously like the 50-50 aspect of it doesn't feel great to like, because you're still picking between 2 things.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because you got given the information for free, it's like, okay, it's technically not a 50-50 because your chance of getting it now is technically higher because you removed one of those barriers. So it would be 2 out of 3.
I still don't get it.
I guess that's the whole point of a paradox, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense because you're still making a choice between 2 things.
Yeah.
But the information
and your
is
choice
giving you an edge.
Yeah, the
Because
information.
there's still 3 doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
The intuitive thing that doesn't make sense is that the information that you are given didn't affect your choice, you know, and it shouldn't affect. And the only information you're getting is that nothing. That there's nothing behind this door. So this is why I failed statistics in engineering class. It was the one module that pretty much everyone failed, and I just think stats just doesn't make fucking sense.
I love stats though. I love stats. I love finding out about stats. Like this is great. I love this. This is so cool. Isn't that cool though?
It is cool. I will admit that. But
Is it like
it fucking
our
freaks me
brains
out.
are so fucking simple that this has like a hard thing to think about. You're like, damn, 2 out of 3, huh? What a doozy.
It's just
Well, it's
weird.
like-
it's
it's like
fucking
how-
weird that like the universe is programmed in this way.
But
You know what I mean? That's
but
kind of fucked
But
up.
that's why I also love like the one I mentioned earlier. I love the gambler's fallacy.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you flip like 10,000 coins, it'll eventually be like near 50-50.
Yeah.
But the odds of you getting like 20 heads in a row is still like, well, actually in a row back to back, but each individual coin toss is still 50-50.
yes.
Yeah.
So
At
like
the end of the day, it's still 50-50.
Yeah. So if you because like the odds of you getting like 19 in a 19, so if you did 19 heads in a row, the odds of you getting 20 in a row is still 50-50.
Yeah.
But the odds of you getting tails is still 50-50.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
And that's why I don't gamble.
Yeah, you
Because
should just,
of,
that's why the roulette wheels, when they have that shit on the screen, don't fucking look at that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a scam.
It doesn't do anything.
And everyone's like, damn, it's just the cold number's 5.
Yeah, I mean, it just landed on 0. It's not going to land on 0 again.
Yep.
It's like, nope, still the same.